So hey guys, happy Friday. I am here with a different kind of video because my last trip just ended. So before I start the January 2019 trip next week, I thought we'd do a fun little video, and I asked you guys for suggestions on what type of video I should do today on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. There's a link down below, because that's kind of the easiest way to just chat back and forth with you guys when it comes to this kind of thing, because YouTube is not the most reliable. So I had some really awesome suggestions, some of which I saved for the future. So some of your ideas will make an appearance here on this channel eventually. But for today, I decided to do my favorites. This one came in from a few different people, so I figured this would be a fun one. So to continue the audience participation, I asked you guys on Instagram to send me favorite suggestions. So basically, what's my favorite blank? And you guys delivered. So here I am today to discuss my favorites, the ones you guys wanted to know on Instagram. So like I said, next week we'll start the January 2019 Orlando trip. And on that trip, we did a day at Universal with my parents, and we stayed at Sapphire Falls, and then we hit the Festival of the Arts with Michael. So travel day for that series will be next Friday. So look out for that. But now let's get to some favorites. What is my favorite time of year to visit Walt Disney World? Oh, I think in recent years, my favorite time to visit is now in the January, February time period because of Festival of the Arts. I really love that festival, but I do also love the fall decorations. It's just, I usually am there in September when it's 5,000 degrees. So it's kind of hard to get the full effect of being there in the fall. Either fall for food and wine later in the year than I can normally go, or January, February for Festival of the Arts. What's my favorite go-to snack? For me, that is usually popcorn, which is not paleo, but I don't care. I love popcorn. It's the best. So there's pretty much always popcorn in our house. My favorite season is fall. I think most of you guys know that one. What is my favorite song right now? You guys know I've been on an Ariana Grande kick, and I'm gonna go with Seven Rings. I don't know why I love Ariana Grande. She's not usually the genre I go for, but there's something about her songs that are just super catchy, and I can't help myself. Favorite movie you've seen in the past year? As we established in the weekly vlogs, I did not see very many movies this past year, but this is including any one that I rented, I suppose, so it doesn't have to be one that came out in 2018. Trying to remember what movies I saw in the past year. I'm not 100% on the Marvel train, but I really enjoyed Thor Ragnarok. I think it was the Jeff Goldblum aspect of it that really sang to me, but it also had that 80s feel to it. I just really enjoyed that one. And I also really enjoyed the Mr. Rogers documentary that we rented not too long ago. That one was really good. Favorite attraction at Epcot? It's Spaceship Earth. Yeah, that's my favorite ride in all of Disney. I will just always be a sucker for Spaceship Earth until the day that they take out my Phoenicians. Don't touch my Phoenicians. What is my favorite game app? I still play Simpsons Tapped Out. I talked about this a long time ago in the vlogs, and I still play it pretty much every day. I will say that I think it's declining in quality, so I don't know if enough people aren't playing it anymore, that they're not really getting the funds to create really great events. So that might taper off eventually, but that's still the one I play every day. Favorite job I've ever had? So I've had some pretty awesome jobs in my time. I don't work in this field anymore, but when I lived in Orlando for 3 years, I actually was the curator of a local museum in Kissimmee. And that was a really neat job because I got to join the team right as they were opening a brand new museum. I was also part of the team where that museum has a pioneer village, and they decided to move the buildings, these historical buildings, from the location they were at when I first started to a larger piece of land. So I was part of the team that helped move the buildings, and I guess Mike's home. So I was part of the team that helped plan moving historical structures from like the late 1800s from one place to another. So we had to have giant trucks come in, and they had to take down power lines and stuff in order to get the buildings through areas to take them to the new area. That was a really neat, like one-of-a-kind type of job. So I enjoyed my time as a museum curator in Kissimmee. And if you couldn't tell by that, it was a historical museum. I have a degree in anthropology, So I know nothing about art. So I am not by any means an art curator. I know nothing about art. I just know about history and anthropology and archaeology and that kind of stuff. What is my favorite restaurant at Epcot? This is so tough because there's so much great food in the countries. I always go back to the Cantina. I can never remember its name either, but it's the new Mexican restaurant that's across from the pavilion. So it's still the seated restaurant, but it's across from the pavilion, the one they built, what was that, 2010-ish? So I know it's not new anymore, but I can never remember the name. So here, I'll put the name right here. It's been a while since I've eaten there, but I really enjoyed our food. No, I take it back. I take it back. Via Napoli. It might be a tie between those two because Big Butt Pizza is amazing and I love it. Favorite film? I think it's still Lost in Translation. That movie, for whatever reason, had a very strong connection to me when I first watched it in like 2004-ish. And I watched it again recently, and I think because I had such a strong emotional connection to it in 2004, I still have a very strong emotional connection to it now. And I just love Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson together. So if I'm going more nostalgic favorite movie, it would be The Goonies. Who is my favorite YouTuber? It's still Ali Speed, even though she hasn't uploaded in over a year. But aside from Ali, I would say Jenna Marbles. If you'd asked me after the series that he did on various YouTubers, I'd say Shane Dawson, but I did not enjoy this conspiracy series that he just did. So I'm on the fence about Shane Dawson. On the smaller YouTube side of things, love Amy Lynn Thompson, and you guys have heard me say her name a few times because I really enjoy her. What is my favorite museum? My favorite museum would be, trying to get the name right, it's the National Museum of the American Indians, I believe is the official title. I'll put it down here if I was wrong. Part of the Smithsonian, and I got to visit it in 2013. I was in DC visiting Sarah, my best friend from high school, and I spent a whole day just doing the Smithsonian by myself. For those who haven't heard me talk about it before and why this question exists, I went to grad school for museum studies, so hence my previous job as a curator. I used to work in museums, so museums are a very big part of my life. They're very much something I enjoy. We studied that museum as this pinnacle of what museums should be, and I went and got to experience it after grad school and just absolutely love it. I think they absolutely nailed that museum. It's so well done and it's a subject matter that I love, so that's my fave. What's my favorite TV show? I would say, for ones that are currently on TV, This Is Us, Survivor, all of the Real Housewives, Vanderpump Rules, Doctor Who, and we started Westworld, and I really enjoyed season 1 of Westworld. We still need to watch season 2, and Game of Thrones, and The Crown, and Stranger Things. I like a lot of TV shows. Favorite animal that you would like to own other than puppers? Well, I'm gonna go for dream animal here because it doesn't have to be reality. So I'm gonna go with a red panda because I love my red pandas and they're adorable. Favorite childhood memory? I had a pretty rad childhood. I have a lot of great childhood memories. The memories that really stick with me are our trips to Epcot as I was growing up. Obviously that really shaped my worldview unintentionally. And our trips to the American Southwest, which also had a big influence on my life. And so that would be Utah, Arizona, New Mexico trips that I did with my parents on spring break when I was growing up. What's my favorite meal at Chuy's? This is there's two that I go back and forth between. It's either the taco salad with fajita chicken. It's delicious, and of course you gotta get the jalapeno ranch. I was hesitant to order a salad at a Mexican place, but Amanda from A&J Do Disney swore by it. So I finally tried it and now I absolutely love it. So I get that pretty frequently. I'd say that's the one I order most. My second is, I think it's the number 4 combo. It has a deluxe chicken enchilada and chili relleno of your choice. I usually just get the cheese relleno with the ranchero sauce on top. Delicious. Coincidentally, favorite cheat meal would probably be Chuy's, that or pizza. Pizza's usually what I crave because I'm not eating very many carbs on this diet aside from fruit. So I usually want pizza. Favorite fictional place you'd like to visit? Wow, this is an amazing question. I thought I was gonna struggle with it and then I was like, oh yeah, duh, Hogwarts. So I'm in my room full of Harry Potter stuff. Yes, I would definitely wanna go to the actual Hogwarts, Hogsmeade, Diagon Alley, go see everything in real life. Go experience it as it actually was, which, don't get me wrong, I think Universal did an amazing job, but I would love to ride the Hogwarts Express for real. Favorite things in Texas / Houston. My favorite things in Texas so far have been mainly Corpus Christi / North Padre Island area. We absolutely love it there. We've done our past 2 anniversaries there, and it's not a Florida beach, but it gets the job done. Obviously, growing up in Florida, beach towns are my thing. It feels like I'm going home for the summer, and I love that summer vibe that beach towns give you. And we especially love that German bakery we found, so that's a special place. As far as my favorite thing in Houston, I mean, the main thing that's I feel like is a huge draw in Houston is the amount of amazing restaurants we have. So that's usually what we do, is we go to restaurants. But I do also really enjoy the Natural History Museum here. That's where Mike and I had our first date. And yeah, I guess I would go back to the restaurants thing and say the thing I love about Houston is the variety of cultures and cultural foods you can get. Pretty much you name a cultural food, we have it in abundance, and it's gonna be delicious and amazing, and you're gonna have 50 different choices to try to find which one is your personal favorite, and that's a really cool thing to have. Favorite song for karaoke? None of them, because I don't do karaoke. I don't sing. You're not gonna get me. Who is my favorite mom? I mean, we know who asked this question. I mean, it's you, obviously. You're the best. And I'm sure a lot of people watching this also agree, because I always get sweet comments whenever you're in my vlogs, so my mom is the best. I feel like I'm gonna run out of time. I was trying to get this done before a wedding photographer called me. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Favorite thing about being a Hufflepuff? I think bonding with fellow Hufflepuffs, because you kind of already understand each other before you even talk. I think personally I'm very much a personality type, enjoying caring for others. I wouldn't say I'm a people pleaser, but I'm definitely a nurturer. And I think that's very much the core of what a Hufflepuff is. And I enjoy being there for people, being loyal, being dependable. Those are traits I'm proud of, so I'm honored to be a Hufflepuff. My favorite candy would be pretty much anything gummy. So gummy worms, peach gummy rings, Swedish Fish, Sour Patch Kids. I'm a gummy person for life. I love gummies. Oh, there's the wedding photographer. I'll be back. It's about 30 minutes later. I'm back. Just had a phone conversation with our probable wedding photographer. So, back to my favorites. What is my favorite Disney snack? My favorite Disney snack is the cream cheese jalapeno pretzels. They used to be at Animal Kingdom. I think you can find them somewhere these days, but it's been a while since I had one, but those were my favorite things ever, and it's really sad when they took them out of Animal Kingdom. What is my favorite Funko Pop? Maybe my Adipose? He's pretty cute. I think it's my Niffler. Let me grab him. Look how cute he is. This is my favorite Funko. This is my Niffler. My favorite Epcot merch would probably be my pin from the 30th anniversary, which was the inspiration for my tattoo. What is my favorite vegetable? I like a lot of vegetables. I am definitely a vegetable person, which makes paleo pretty easy. But I really love roasted asparagus. I really love roasted broccoli. I really love roasted carrots. Do you see a theme? Actually, I like carrots in pretty much any sort of variety, but roasted carrots are especially delicious. Pretty much every variety of squash. So zucchini, yellow squash, acorn squash, butternut squash, spaghetti squash. I really like squashes. Squash? I really like squash. Do I have a favorite skincare regimen? I do follow a nighttime routine for my skincare, which basically consists of one, washing off all of my makeup, and then I have anti-acne cream that I put on my trouble areas, and super hydrating anti-wrinkle type cream that I put on my forehead and like areas around here where, you know, the 30s are starting to hit me. I have some under eye cream that I use, and then I have Lush Sleepy Time lotion that I put on my hands every single night before bed. And finally, we have what is my favorite restaurant. Chewy's would definitely be on that list. You guys aren't shocked by that. I have a local steakhouse that we absolutely love, and I think I would say Boma would be on that list. Obviously, we don't get to go very often, but we very much look forward to it when we do make that reservation, because it's all about those zebra cakes. They're delicious. So thank you to everyone who sent me prompts to answer for this favorites video. It was a lot of fun. Nice to just kind of have a different change of pace before I start my next trip, which will be next Friday, the all-important travel day from Houston to Orlando, and checking into Sapphire Falls and seeing my parents for the first time since October, I think it was. So it was a fun trip. And next week's vlog will kick that off. So it'll be a busy week next week because we'll have the weekly vlog, we'll have Thin Lizzy episode 2, and travel day for the January trip. So I'll see you guys then. Bye.